respect, moral values, education. The legacy of Chinese proverbs serves to give motivation to China and its people, and for hundreds of years, it has been doing just that. People have lived their lives through Chinese proverbs for thousands of years. In those years, people have gotten words of wisdom that most still carry with them today. Words of wisdom like Zhao Tzu's famous, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step," or the equally as famous and wise, "Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without," from Confucius. For thousands of years, people have wondered what it was that makes these words of wisdom stand the test of time. Every culture has words of wisdom they live by. Some have prayers or poems that at the end of the day serve the same purpose of Chinese proverbs. They are not all as prolific as Chinese proverbs, but they are all equally important. Chinese proverbs focus on life in every aspect. They speak of failure, desire, and the harsh realities, referred to as the ultimate pearls of wisdom. These short sentences have paved the way for countless individuals. Proverbs are rooted in the peasant population of the land, who were mostly also the illiterate members of the society. Proverbs were spread orally from to another. Despite this, many proverbs are commonly credited to some of the most known philosophers, despite them coming from the mouth and mind of the local peasants. One of the main philosophers that are credited with creating these proverbs is Confucius, who is a philosopher that is among the most known and respected philosophers to date. He is responsible for Confucianism, which is one of the most followed ways of life followed by the people of China, along with Buddhism and Taoism. Of all of the beloved ways of life, Confucianism is one of the most influential. It has been for close to 3,000 years and is still going strong. Confucianism focuses on the inner virtue and mortality within a person. It is also rooted deeply in a person's respect, mainly the respect that they have for their community and the things that they value. This is greatly associated with Confucius, as he is the one who first aimed to make education available to the people, as well as being among the first to talk of ethical and moral standards, which of course would go on to become what Confucianism would be known for. A big part of Confucius's thought is filial piety. Filial piety, or xiao, is the respect that one has for their parents, as well as the elders and ancestors within their society, as heard by extremely popular proverbs like "Respect for one's parents is the highest duty of life," or "He who takes charge of the family knows the responsibility," with one of the ways that this is demonstrated is through services to a parent, such as services to them, and other ways of immense respect. It includes taking care of your parents when they reach an age where they will require it. Filial piety also says that one may consult their elders for advice when they seek it, as well as asking their permission for many things that they will do. With this comes the responsibility of having to be the positive image of your family. Not just around your family, but wherever you are at all times. Filial piety has been said to be around since 300 BC, back when China was a clan-based society. The ways of filial piety changed the way things were, bringing China to the current state of consonance it's currently at, still affecting the ways that Chinese families exist today. Filial piety is not all that Confucius had introduced to the people. He was a firm believer of the pros of simple, yet sound moral values. He believed that morals were essential to finding harmony among all of the people. This was seen in proverbs like, "Peace replaces all evil." He also believed they were essential to finding harmony in the lives of the rulers of the land and the people they are ruling over. This train of thought was referred to as cosmic harmony. He believed that if a ruler had a great moral compass, then the rule he had over the people would be free of negativity. He also figured that all of the natural disasters that the land faced were brought on by a lack of attention to the ancient teachings. One of the things that he believed in the most was education. He was the one who revolutionized it in China, eventually being able to provide it for all of the people, because he believed that it did not have a class distinction. He looked at education as a process of a constant improvement for the people. In his mission to give education to the people, he had established schools, developed education theories, and composed books himself. The admiration for education caught on and was very important to the people. There are many proverbs that are about learning and bettering your education. For instance, there is a widely known proverb that transfers to in a group of 3 people. There will always be one person I can learn from. Proverbs affects the way people live, both metaphorically and physically. The things that people in China eat, such as their preference for rice, radish, and tofu, comes from Proverbs, as does the things that they do in their daily lives. Many of the hobbies of Chinese men and women include playing a game known as Chinese chess, singing the Beijing opera, and practicing martial arts. The one thing that ties all of these hobbies together is that they are all seen mentioned within Proverbs. The impact of Chinese proverbs were long-lasting. They changed the way life worked in China, and many of the changes remain active today. The importance of education, the respect for parents, elders and the ancient ones, as well as the hobbies and dietary of proverbs that were written thousands of years ago. The main thing that remains with proverbs is the words within them. Many people in China today still live by the words spoken by brilliant philosophers as well as the peasants who spread the word. For instance, Mao Zedong, the once president of the People's Republic of China, once said, "Woman, hold up half the sky." When this proverb came to life, it was 1949, over 70 years ago. This testament to the equality of both men and women stands true today, in a time where women are fighting to make as much as their male counterparts. This proverb is one that many can live by. For even better look at how proverbs are still in use today, take a look at how Mayor of Indiana Pete Buttigieg responded after he was publicly mocked by the former president. When he was mocked by the president, he responded simply by remembering an old proverb, one that said, "When the wind changes, some people build walls, some people build windmills." Not only have the proverbs made their way into the minds of American people, they have done so in a way that remained relevant in current times. China is not selfish when it comes to spreading their wisdom by way of proverbs. China's state agency Xinhua tweeted out a group of illustrated idioms that belong to a series which was named An Invasion to the U.S. to Learn Idioms. These proverbs are what kept Xinhua calm while slamming the United States for their increasing of tariffs. Despite being upset, he still reacted calmly when the proverbs were used, and to show even more that the proverbs helped him keep a leveled head, he offered to show the American people how to properly use them, and that their peaceful and wise ways are wasted on some United States politicians. Proverbs are older than any man or woman on earth, and there's a very high percentage that they will outlive all of us alive right now. Their wise wisdom has built great things for China and its people, who takes these proverbs not just as sayings, but as a way of life.